I was only 6 years old when someone quietly decided the direction of my life. I didn't know it then. I didn't feel it happen. But looking back now, I understand that moment clearly. It happened on my very first day of school. I still remember the classroom. The paint on the walls was old and cracked. The windows were high, letting in weak sunlight. The fan made noise but gave no air. I sat at the back, holding my pencil too tight. I was scared, but I didn't cry. Then my teacher walked in. Her name was Mrs. Allen. She didn't smile much. She didn't shout either. She spoke softly, but when she spoke, everyone listened. Her eyes were calm, but they felt heavy, like they could see inside you. She took attendance. She looked at each child. When she reached my name, she stopped. She looked at me longer than the others. Then she said something that still follows me today. This child will not live an ordinary life. The room went quiet. I didn't understand her words, but my chest felt tight. That was the first time I felt different. Before school, my life was simple. I lived with my parents in a small house. My father worked long hours. My mother believed in discipline. They loved me, but they believed love meant control. Stay in line. Don't argue. Do what elders say. They wanted me to be safe. They were afraid of mistakes. They believed risk was dangerous. I trusted them. I trusted teachers too. I believed adults knew what they were doing. I didn't know that sometimes adults choose comfort over truth. After that first day, Mrs. Allen changed how she treated me. She corrected me more. She watched me closely. She praised me, but only when I followed instructions perfectly. If I tried something different, she stopped me. She once told my parents, "He's very easy to guide." They smiled proudly. One didn't. At school, other children were loud. They ran. They laughed. They broke rules and got scolded. I didn't break rules. I learned early that silence brought approval. Soon, I stopped speaking unless asked. I stopped raising my hand. I learned to watch instead of act. People thought I was smart, but inside I felt small. One day, Mrs. Allen asked the class a question. What do you want to become when you grow up? Hands went up everywhere. Doctor, pilot, police officer. Children spoke with excitement. When she reached me, I didn't answer. Before I could speak, she said, "He doesn't need to choose. His path will be guided." Some students laughed. I didn't laugh. That night, I asked my mother what guided meant. She said, "It means you will not get lost." I believed her. But something inside me felt uneasy. As years passed, the guidance became stronger. Teachers pushed me towards certain subjects. They praised me when I stayed inside the lines. When I showed interest in art, they said it was useless. When I enjoyed writing stories, they said it was unsafe. They always said the same things. Think about your future. Be practical. Security is important. But no one asked me what I wanted. Other students changed interests. I was corrected. When I asked questions, answers were short. When I questioned decisions, people looked uncomfortable, so I stopped asking. Slowly, I learned something dangerous. I learned how to disappear inside success. From the outside, I looked fine. Good grades, good behavior, good future. Inside, I felt empty. Every achievement felt heavy. Every compliment felt borrowed. It was like wearing clothes chosen by someone else. I felt trapped, but I didn't know why. No one explained anything. That silence was the worst part. Years later, when I was finishing school, something unexpected happened. Mrs. Allen returned. She was older now. Her hair was gray, her steps were slower, but her eyes were the same. After a seminar, she asked me to stay back. We sat alone in the classroom. She spoke calmly like she always did. She said she was proud of me. She said I stayed on track. She said I had followed the plan well. That word stopped me. Plan? I asked. She looked at me carefully. Then she told me the truth. She told me about a quiet program, a program that worked with schools and families, a program meant to guide certain children early in life, children who were calm, children who listened, children who wouldn't resist control, children like me. She said my parents agreed long ago. They were afraid I would struggle, afraid I would take risks, afraid I would fail, so they chose safety for me. They believed it was love. My teachers believed it was responsibility. No one thought about freedom. I didn't speak. My head felt heavy. Suddenly, everything made sense. The pressure, the closed doors, the choices I never made. My future wasn't predicted. It was prepared. That night, I went home and looked at my parents. They didn't look like villains. They looked tired. They wanted to protect me from pain, but they didn't understand that pain is part of becoming real. I felt angry. Then I felt sad. Then I felt awake. For the first time in my life, I saw clearly. Safety without choice is not safety. It is a cage. The next day, I made a decision. I stepped away from the path chosen for me. I applied somewhere else. I chose uncertainty. I chose fear. I chose freedom. When my parents found out, there were tears. There was shouting. There was silence. They said I was ungrateful. I said, "You gave me safety. Let me give myself a life." That moment broke something. And it also built something new. Life after that was not easy. I failed many times. I doubted myself. Freedom is not gentle at first. It tests you. It exposes your weaknesses. But every choice felt real. Every mistake felt mine. Slowly, I started to feel alive. Today, when I think of Mrs. Allen, I don't feel hate. She didn't see children. She saw outcomes. She believed control creates success. But I learned something she never taught me. A future chosen for you may look safe, but only a future chosen by you can feel true. If this story made you think, you're not alone. If you've ever felt guided instead of heard, this story is for you. Thank you for staying till the end. If you want more deep emotional stories that help you understand life and improve your English, subscribe and stay with us.